through a wall for Coach Huber. Way to go, Coach Huber. You're the man. Hey, all right, up here on stage with me now is the 2012 Division I state champion Moeller Crusaders. John Rodenberg, the head coach. Behind him is Keith Watkins, the star running back. Alex Gall, the star offensive lineman, and the quarterback, Spencer Ackerman, as well on the offensive side. And don't kid yourself, Moeller would not have been state champions without these two guys on my right-hand side. Matt Reininger, who hit 8 field goals in the postseason, fantastic finish to his career. And Sam Geraci, who averaged 43 yards per punt. So special teams were a big part of it as well. Coach, congratulations. Long time, the drought at Moeller is over. You win your first state championship since 1985. Does it feel like there was a monkey lifted off you guys' back this season?
Well, you know, obviously with the expectations of trying to win a state championship with one not been won for such a long time, yeah, it feels great. You know, I mean, it gives us a little satisfaction. But each year I've been there, we've been pressing to get there, and we've been improving, and we've been playing good football. So I mean, I'm just proud of these guys. It was their state championship, something we'll remember the rest of their lives.
This is the second time you've been through the experience. You won a state championship at Cub Cath in 2006. For you as a leader, what do you do to express to these kids, even at halftime at the Whitmer game in the state championship, what do you do to make sure that they keep on an even keel and stay focused on what they're doing?
You know, I mean, my feelings are when you get to that game, you've got to win it. So in 2006 and then this year, we both had the lead at halftime. But you know, you can't become complacent, even though you're in that state championship game. You got to press them a little bit. You got to kind of make a little yell and scream a little bit more when you're up to make sure that they stay focused. And I know these guys did. We went out and had a fantastic second half.
Yeah, really.
And offensively, we did some great things. So you just got to press them. You just got to let them know that they're in a regular game and they've got to take care of business.
In 2011, you went through a little bit of a lull. You had a little losing streak in the middle of the season. The team was sort of in a funk. This year, you guys are ranked high, and all of a sudden you get a loss early in the season. What did you do to make sure that these kids didn't fall into the same mindset that, oh gosh, here it comes again, we don't want to go down that hill and start the snowball effect?
So I'm going to give these guys all the credit. I let them take care of it. You know, I basically just affirmed on the fact that all of our goals were intact. We could still win a state championship, and they had to make a decision. So, as a group of seniors, they took the team over, they had a team meeting, and you know, they decided what they wanted to do, and then obviously the outcome was a state championship. So, all the credit goes to these guys.
Well, let's take it over to your special teams guys first, and then we'll end up with the offense. And Sam, congratulations on a great season. I think you're our first team All-Tri-State punter this year. Yes, you are. Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Hey, punting is not an easy thing, and in the GCL South, field position makes a world of difference. What do you do to prepare to get into a game and make sure that you're doing the best you possibly can?
I would just say it just comes from hard work at practice, and a lot of the coaching. Coach Moore, my special teams coach, he helped me out a lot, mentally getting ready for the games, which is a big part of it.
Sounds good. Let's go over here to Matt Reininger. Matt, like we were saying earlier, all season long, in the first 11 games, you got 3 field goals in the whole season. And then the playoffs hit. Your time has come. You hit a couple. How big was it to know that you got the confidence moving forward? And just like I said, went on to hit 8 in a row in postseason play.
Well, the biggest thing was pretty much just going into the state game, knowing that I had 6 field goals under my belt already. So in the state game, I just felt ready to miss, and I had 2 in the state game. You know, one to put us up by 8 points, which was under 2 minutes left. It felt good.
So when you look at that kid and you talk about that, what's your nerves like when you go out on that field? A field that's really foreign to you. I mean, you guys play at Laughlin Stadium for your home games. And even though you play at Elder and LaSalle, those are places that you play, or I'm sorry, at St. X and Elder and LaSalle, those are places you play during the regular season. But how tough it is to kick on a foreign surface?
Well, I mean, pretty much, you know, all field goal posts look the same to me. So, you know, all I have to do is get the ball through the uprights, and that's the main goal.
Well, let's talk about the offense. Bring it over here to Spencer Ackerman, the quarterback for the Moeller Crusaders, and also an Inquirer All-Star this year. And Spencer, I think you set the tone in game 1. You guys played the school from Maryland. Is that where they were from? And it was all about you running in the second half of that game. As a leader this season, even though you started a little bit, how much more comfortable did you feel as a leader this year as compared to your first start as a sophomore?
It's really difficult to lead as a sophomore. Even at quarterback, you're put in a natural leader position. You try and get out there and make as much difference as you can, but it's hard to lead when people. You're trying to look up to people that your captains. It's hard to get out there, and they're not going to look to you for leadership because you're so much younger than them. Yeah, they just earn their trust, and that's what they're trying to do.
So this senior class, talk a little bit about you guys, because you, Keith, Alex, and all you guys have been around for a long time. Expectations were high. Was there a tough part of the season where you thought that, God, here we go again?
Well, losing to St. X didn't help, but that's tough. But we just trust each other, and we have a lot of camaraderie, and we are really good friends, and that's really what helped us along the way. You don't really think, oh well, maybe we're not going to do this, but you sit there and think, well, what are we going to do to make this happen? So that's what we earned from being together for so long, and that's how the season went.
Now your career is going to go a little different route. You're going to Marshall to play baseball, is that correct?
Yes.
So have you thought about playing football as well? Can you play the two at the next level?
Well, they were recruiting me, and things didn't work out, but I'll stick with baseball for this freshman year and see how things go. Maybe if I miss football a little bit, I'll probably try to get back to it, but for right now, I'll probably just baseball.
That sounds good. Let's move it over to the big offensive lineman, Alex Gaw. Alex is headed to Miami of Florida next year to play football. And Alex, I got to tell you, one of my favorite interviews of all last season was you after the Colerain game. And we talked a little bit about the toughness and how you guys muddled through. But at that point, that was only the regional championship game. The last two games, were they really tough? I mean, obviously you prepared yourself with a great GCL South schedule, but talk about that, the state semifinal and the state championship game and how intense those are.
Well, as an offensive lineman, we've got to work together with all your guys. We were at that point in the season, we were really well working together. We really came together and fought through it. We played some tough teams and some tough guys. We always assumed we had each other's back through the whole thing. Even when times got tough, we just knew we had to be there. Even in the loss, we always got to be there for your boys.
So you're going to Miami of Florida. Why that choice? Because I've seen some things on your Facebook. You're like, why is everybody not like that Miami Hurricanes? It's a good place. But why did you decide on there?
I don't know. When I visited, it just felt right. Coaching staff was great. Facilities, just academics and everything. It was just a really great school. Maybe they're a little far away, but I like it.
Sounds good. Let's go with Keith Watkins. Keith, moving on in. Keith Watkins is our first team tristatefootball.com running back this year, and Keith also was a first team all tristatefootball.com return specialist last year. One of the rare two-time first team all tri-state players. Congratulations, Keith, on a great year. And let's talk a little bit about you. Ran for over 2,000 yards this year, and incredibly caught 40-some passes. Very versatile back that you were. What is it about your game that makes it so different than most running backs who are straight ahead just running the football?
Ever since I was playing a little league, I played different spots, I played receiver, slot. When I came to high school, I told Coach Rodenberg I could try to play a lot of different positions. So when I came into varsity, they just tried to get the ball in my hands, and that's what they did. And follow up my offensive line, and especially threw the ball to me sometimes. But we just got the job done.
When you look back at this year, what was your favorite game or your favorite moment of 2012?
I'll have to take the state championship game. I mean, nothing can get better than that. Going out in your senior year, winning the state champion, it's really nothing that can get better. And that'll be one memory that I'll always remember.
That sounds good. We'll bring back Keith when we talk about our Offensive Player of the Year nominations. And this is the Moeller Crusaders, the 2012 Division I state champions. When I come back